Well, good evening, everybody. I'm sorry, I'm losing my voice. I had such a crazy week with my kids. Um, but let me tell you, I feel that the habits of the mind really help me to identify how can I solve problems that are related with my life and the skills, and how can I operate better in society and promote strategy reasoning behind everything that I do. So, as a early childhood teacher, I can only tell you that I struggle with um, so many things. Like, for example, time to do lesson planning. It's one. Time to connect with the parents, especially time to connect with my children, and the time to actually kind of like think about my practices in the ways I can actually improve myself and improve the way I teach. I'm a radio educator teacher. I believe that children have the power to educate us as well, and I believe in follow the child's curiosity. So I think that in order for me to become a better teacher, I becoming more persistent. And this is basically sticking in what the task is and just follow through the completion of it. Or like, you know, keep myself focused on it. So for example, instead of being me, I'm the one that wants to do this. No, I started to be more open with the kids and be more persistent and believing in what they want to do. If they want to go outside and play, that's something that I love, and play with water and a little bit of mud and pretend they're making a soup. Hey, that's they're learning. They're learning about, they're making connections that they can make at home about how to cook, things like that, and they're learning. So I'm becoming more persistent in my beliefs and the kind of education that I teach, even though this kind of education is not taught in the school that I teach. You know what I'm saying? It's like what I believe, and that's why I might start looking for another place in which I can teach what I really, really, really love to do, which is Reggio Emilia education, managing impulsivity. So instead of me rushing and say, you know what, I think that I'm gonna do this because this is the only way I can do it. No, I'm trying to take my time to consider my options. So before I speak or take an action, I just do what I learn in conscious discipline, which is stop, take a deep breath, and relax. So basically, I'm taking my time to take decisions. There's no rush. Maybe I could be rushed to, like, change a little bit the lesson planning. But no, I'm actually taking my time. So I think that also after learning these habits of the mind, it has helped me to become more open and be more empathetic and listening and understanding other people and just paying attention and kind of like do not dismiss the detail or like a person thought, a feeling, or an idea. It's like putting myself in their shoes. So for example, with the parents, and I'm always like, oh my god, these parents, I mean, they're crazy, but you know what, I have to wear their shoes. Most of them have like 3 or 4 jobs. Some of them have, some of them are in prison. I work in a low income school. And let me tell you that I'm battling constantly with parents not doing what they're supposed to do at home, which is basically reading to the children and spending time with them. And even sometimes I feel that I'm more connected to their children than them with their children. So I'm becoming more empathetic, especially after learning about adult literacy and how this affects a child's language developmental um, milestone. Um, I'm kind of like more empathetic, and instead of critiquing, instead of saying or judging, I'm more noticing. You know, For example, like when I talk to a parent and said, I noticed that your child doesn't hold the book properly. He holds the book and he puts it in his mouth and he chews on it. So maybe if you guys go at home and read it, I'm more open to those things. I'm thinking flexibly too. I'm able to change perspectives now and I'm consider other people's inputs. And before it was only, like I said, it was me and what I believe because this is it, or it was me. No. But after reading and opening my mind and realizing there are other options, there are other people's thought in which they could be better than mine, right? Better than my thoughts. That really made an impression on me. Thinking about the thinking too. I have my notes here. I'm more aware of my thoughts, my feelings, my intentions, my actions. Now I know what I want to do without affecting other people. So I'm more thinking about my thoughts and processing better after learning all of this. And questioning is one of the big ones. Like, when I have children that are not uh, understanding, or children that are just like, when they're running around, for example, and they're not following the classroom commitments, I'm like, I'm questioning myself and like, am I actually establishing these rules the right way? Am I visualizing these rules for them? Because they're little, so they're not gonna go like, at the wall and, okay, use helping hands, walking feet. They're little. So that's why I was thinking more of like, do I need to put more visuals around my classroom and things like that? So how can I become more visual around me, like the kids, to see the ways in which I want the classroom to look like, the toys, where they go, or like the rules for them to follow. So I'm asking myself questions to improve myself and the ways I can teach them, because they're only 3 year olds. So um, applying knowledge, yes, applying past knowledge. I think that after reading about these programs and how they can actually help the parents to increase their literacy moments with their children. I think this has been big. And not only that, like I started doing more literacy moments in my lesson planning, like instead of just like putting it there for the parents to see in my classroom, I'm actually sharing it with them, and I'm sharing the books that we're reading, the letter of the week, the conversations that we're having, so when they go home they can actually have a conversation with their little one, because they're gonna be like, "What did you do today?" Play, because that's what they're gonna say. But if the child said, "Oh, the letter A, or the letter of the week, the letter of the week, the letter of the week is the letter A," or whatever, he starts singing that song, the parent can connect. "Oh yeah, can you tell me things that start with the letter A?" Things like that. In gathering data through senses, I stop to observe what I see, I listen what I hear, I take note, I take smell, like I use all my senses now. It's not only, I'm like just taking my observations from what I see. I'm looking, I'm feeling, I'm touching, something that I've been doing that. And this is so big, especially connecting with the children now. I'm more like, I used to be like, "Hi, how are you?" And "Hi, good morning." I'm like, "Hey, how are you?" Give me a high five. There is a touch. "How are you today?" Give me a hug. So, I'm kind of like gathering all that data of their behavior, how they come to school, through my old senses. "Ooh, I feel that he might have a little bit of fever, so maybe that's why he's acting a little bit off." Or maybe he or she is like jumping around. Maybe it could be a medication that he's taking, all of these things. So I'm gathering all this data through all my senses. I'm creating and imagining, innovating. This is something that I'm doing a lot in the classroom. My children love to go outside and play. And now, instead of saying like, "Oh, don't get dirty, go wash your hands," and all of that, I let them play. I let them explore. I let them be little scientists. So that's what they're doing. I had a child last week that she grabbed a pine cone and she was just writing at the board and trying to be me and saying letter A, letter A, letter A, the letter of the and I was like, oh my god, do I look like that? But it was funny. So letting them create, and also I'm creating things in the classroom that are original and fun and engaging for them to participate, you know. And this is basically what I have learned this semester. I think it's been fun, and not only that, it's been a lot of work, to be honest, with a full time job and going to school full time with 2 classes and almost to graduate, a marriage that happened 2 weeks ago. But I am very blessed. I feel very blessed and happy that I can finally get all this knowledge and share it with my parents, my children, and especially when I have my own children soon, that I'm going to take all of this knowledge and apply it to my own family, and being able to actually um, have more um, early literacy moments with them, numeracy early moments, science early moments, everything that is educational. It's gonna be part of what I'm going to do when I become a parent. So thank you very much. It's been amazing, and it's been a pleasure to be part of this class. Have a good night.